Hey y'all, I'm DRBibliophile and this is my first tag video, the big book tag. I want to start this tag out by saying that although I have read a ton of books, including some freakishly large ones, I do not own a lot of them because I check most of my books out from the library. This usually works out great for me, except when I try and do a tag video, and having a physical copy of my own book would be really handy. But, c'est la vie. Enough of that, let's get on with it. So basically what this tag is you take the 5 biggest books that you've read, and then the 2 biggest books you have not read, and just simply show them on camera. First off, at 500 pages even, we have Jules Verne, The Mysterious Island. I first read this book when I was really little. I'm thinking probably about 10 or younger, so I don't remember a whole lot about it except that it was absolutely awesome. As I'm looking back, this was a big book for a 10-year-old to read, but oh well, I guess that's just my style. Okay, next, at 527 pages, is The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is another book I read as a kid, and I recently reread it, I think within the past year, and just loved it. I'm not going to do a full review about it here, but suffice it to say, it's epic. Third book is Ink Death by Cornelia Funke? Please, somebody tell me how to pronounce her name, because every time I say it, I'm either going to slaughter it or I sound like I'm cursing somebody out. So, Cornelia Funke. We'll call her that. This is book 3 of the Inkheart series, and it is a great book and huge at a whopping 663 pages. It's also, as a huge added bonus, the entire series is just beautiful. The hardcovers, I mean, really, they're just some of the nicest looking books on my shelf. But great book, great series, go read it. Second to last, Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. This is book 4 of the Inheritance cycle, and it's hard to rate which one was my favorite because they're all so fantastic. This book is 849 pages and the largest one out of the entire Inheritance cycle. I could have easily put the second, third, and fourth book on the list for largest books because they're so freakishly large, but I wanted a little bit of variety in the review and figured I wouldn't bore you guys with 3 of the same series. Definitely one of the biggest books and best books I've ever read. Okay, lastly, the biggest book I've ever read is the Bible. I know, maybe you guys weren't expecting it, but it's true. I mean, my copy has 1,000 pages, and they're onion thin. I mean, look at this. I don't know how well it'll show up on camera, but I mean, onion thin pages. It has 1,189 chapters, so it's big, and it literally took me to read cover to cover 11 months. I mean, no joke, and that is me reading this book every single day. So if it takes someone 11 months to read a book cover to cover, non-stop reading it, that's a pretty big book. Now on to the 2 biggest books I have not read yet, but really want to. First is Magnus Magnuson's Scotland, A Story of a Nation. That was a really bad Scottish accent. I gotta pause for a second and say, how cool is the name Magnus Magnusson? That's awesome. It's a biography / history of Scotland, as Story of a Nation tells, and it's 629 pages without appendixes or source material. It is really good. I've gone only about 90 pages in, but it's very in-depth and just fascinating if you want to learn more about the country. And it is the second largest book I have that I have not read. Finally, the biggest unread, or at least mostly unread book I own is Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. This book is huge. It's 1,069 pages without the afterword or the foreword, and it's massive. It's all mass market, so they're small anyways. And look, I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at the type on that. That is small. Like, I've read some mass markets where it's pretty big. This is huge. If this were written in regular, like, 12 size font, this book would be even larger. I've gotten about 236 pages into it and barely made a dent. It's huge. This book, from what I've read, is great. I honestly don't know why I stopped it, except for my terrible habit of starting and stopping multiple books at once and never getting to finish them until a long time later. It's a habit I really gotta break. I definitely strongly encourage you guys to get a copy. It's a trek to get through it, but if you guys stick with it, from what I've read so far and seen of the movies, it's definitely worth reading. So, that's my big books tag. I'm fairly new to BookTube, so I don't really know that many people, or really anyone, that I can tag, and honestly, I don't even know properly how to go about tagging somebody. So if you see this video and you think it's interesting and want to go ahead and do it, then please, by all means, just go ahead and tell where you saw it. Say you saw it on DRBibliophile. Alright, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and always remember, reading is the special key to take you where you want to be. Thanks, and God bless.